going to talk Zion Williamson. And I know a lot of people are banking on him being the next big thing in the NBA, and that all could be true. But I'm sitting here telling you right here, right now, if I'm the Knicks and I haven't won a championship since 1973, I'm not banking on some rookie who hasn't done it. I don't know what's going to happen. You know how many guys have come out supposedly being the next thing, and it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't always happen or pan out. If you tell me I could get Anthony Davis, who's 25, 26, and has done it, I'm about production, not about potential. I would take production over potential any time. Will you miss out on some people once in a while? Sure. But the odds are stacked in my favor that if you're the Knicks, you don't have that much time. You're not hoping and wishing that, or you got 8 years for a guy to develop. You're saying to yourself, no doubt, Zion's gonna be a star. You know, there's a good chance he's gonna be a star,
right.
Sell tickets and all that. But Chris, if I'm trying to win and I haven't won, I'm a franchise a long time. And there's a guy like Anthony Davis, not an old guy,
right.
who I'm rolling the dice for,
25
years old, and the numbers and production that I know I'm going to get from him. He stays healthy.
Right.
I know. I'm not wishing. I'm not hoping. I know I'm going to get. It's hard for me not to, because if they're serious about redoing this team and adding a veteran or two with the $75 million they have to spend,
right.
These aren't veterans that's got 10 years to go or hope that they come along.
Right.
They're trying to come and join and win, in the next 3 years.
I hear you. And you're saying if they get Kyrie and KD, then trade that first pick if you get it for Anthony Davis. I've been with you for the most part up until maybe a week or two ago. But I started thinking about it, and the more I watch Zion, because obviously he's going to be the first pick, I am beginning to feel like, you know what? If that scenario comes to pass, and I'm not 100% there, but I'm 85% there that just keep Zion. And here's why, Rob.
All right.
Big threes only work best when one of the three doesn't need the ball. You look at the Showtime Lakers, they had a big three of Magic, Kareem, and James Worthy. All of them scored around, 19 or more points per game. But Magic was a pass-first guy.
Yep.
He didn't, need to shoot. Like Magic, some years took 11 shots a game. That's it. So he was a passer, so it worked.
It was a different NBA.
Okay, but I was going to bring up Bird, Mikal Parrish. Mikal came off the bench.
Nobody was taking 25 shots a night.
Right.
That just wasn't happening.
But even look at Golden State. Why does it work with KD, Clay, and Steph? Because Clay, even though he scores, they all average over 20. But Clay doesn't need the ball. It's been documented. He just catch and shoot. He doesn't have to dribble it a lot. None of them really.
What was that game where he had 8 dribbles or whatever?
Yeah, and he scored it was something amazing.
Wasn't it like 8 or 9? He had under 10 dribbles the whole game.
And scored some ridiculous amount of points.
It was incredible.
That's why that works. If you look at the Boston Big Three with KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, none of them were high-volume shooters, but KG was defense first, I'll give up the shots. That's my point. And in Miami, it worked with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh because Bosh just was forced to become a role player. And so my thing is, if I've got Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and Anthony Davis, who's stepping back? None of those guys are not going to have the ball and not, they're all used to having the ball. Zion, if you watch him, the more I watch him at Duke, he has shown he can be effective. He's averaging 22 points and 9 or 10 rebounds. Very effective without the ball in his hands. And that would be essential with Kyrie and KD.
Yeah, he's done that on the college level.
I hear you on that. That's legit.
That's
But don't you lean more toward thinking he's going to be a star than he's not? You don't know for sure. I agree.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not. Now, this is where I'm not hating on the kid at all. I'm just talking about from the Knicks standpoint. If you know you're going to get those two guys, to me, to add a talent like AD to the mix,
it'd be monstrous.
It would be, and especially in the East, look at what they have with what because you're talking about Milwaukee's there.
Right.
You're talking about
Toronto. We'll see
we don't
if they
know,
keep
right? You don't know,
Kawhi,
but I'm just saying Philadelphia has
Boston
3 or 4.
would be down Philly,
right? But I'm just saying there were other teams, and if I could get them and stop the Celtics also from getting him, that's another thing.
No, I hear you. It's look, it makes sense. Like I said, I was there, but you get what I'm saying.
No,
because that would be a tough adjustment. Because Kyrie's going to be dribbling a lot. Kyrie and KD will fit, in my view, really well. Because KD can catch and shoot, and, Kyrie can play off the ball a little when KD's got it. I'm just wondering, the three of them, like, is one of them, I think it would be Anthony Davis who would be the one, unless Kyrie just said, look, I'm going to average like 9, 10 assists, and my points are going to come down. If he willingly says I'm gonna average about 19 or 20,
and he could do that.
He could, but I don't know if that's in his mentality. He could. He's skilled enough, but it would be. That's all I'm saying.
But if you have those kind of horses and you could
do it,
maneuver your game, nobody would look and say, "Oh, wait, what's going on?" You would understand.
Oh yeah, no, he would still be,
and he'd be able to finish
a superstar.
right.
And it wouldn't take any shine off of his game. I actually think, quick aside. Watching LeBron, now granted, I'm giving him some grace and saying, okay, maybe he's not in shape, maybe he's still a little hurt. I want to see a longer period before I say he's not what he used to be. But if this is him, if this is age, if this is attrition, then he needs to pick a position now. Like when he was younger and at his best,
that's a good
he
point.
could dominate the
I'll
offense.
take that. He
right?
can't do it anymore.
No, now he's got to be either, and he could be a great point guard. You see how well he passes and still get you 20, or go be like a typical small forward and score 25 points for me and get some rebounds. But from what I see, the days of him just dominating the offense and being able to control the game and all that looks to be over.
And even I always go back to that Atlanta game because look at his numbers. He put up a triple-double. He played 43, and they lost. That would never happen in years gone by. Am I right?
Right?
Come on.
There comes a stage for great players where you're so great you can still get numbers, but you can't control the game.
Right.
Like I said, Jordan put up good numbers in Washington, but he couldn't control the game.
They couldn't even make the playoffs the 2 years he was in Washington, which was mind-boggling because I think I told you before there was Sports Illustrated was like Jordan and any 4 players are still good.
Right.
That was like what they were throwing out there.
Yep.
They thought, and it didn't work out. They were wrong about that.
Yep, and that was the difference. So, look, hit us up, 877-99 on Fox.
877-996-6369.
6369. You want me to walk you through it?
Look, after
As
how
you
many
look
months?
for your papers.
Rob Parker. Hey, Alex, somebody says they love that. I can't remember if it was on Twitter
That
or
is
something.
nice. The harmony is good.
You know what's funny? It was when you guys were doing the promos, I grabbed it. That's why I thought it was good.
I like
yeah.
that. I like that. But hit us up, 877-99 on Fox if you want to weigh in on the Zion question, the Knicks. If you're the Knicks, and if you get Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, are you trading that first pick, presumably Zion Williamson, for Anthony Davis? Now, of course, Rob, the timing, the draft is actually before free agency. And let's just keep it real. Tampering goes on all over the place. I mean, how did LeBron, when Magic went to LeBron's house at 9:01 Pacific, 12:01 Eastern time, how'd they even set that up, right? They talked.
Because they had to talk.
It was tampering. Text, talk, something. And so what the Knicks have to do is find out before. They have to find out, look, assuming they get the number 1 pick, we will trade it for Anthony Davis if you guys want it. Now, that's the thing, too. Let's say they talk with Kyrie and KD on the low.
You know that stuff
they
goes
got
on,
to.
right.
And they have to.
And they talk to those guys and they go, you could get AD.
Well, that's the thing. Right. If they want, I will say this. If they want it and that is contingent on them coming, then I'm doing it.
Then they're going, right. If you say, all right, here's the scenario. We got the first overall pick. We've been on the phone with the Pelicans. They want Zion.
Right.
We could have Anthony Davis. Anthony's willing to sign a long-term deal. So it ain't like we giving it up, right? So we'll give it up, but you have to agree to a deal, and we add you 2 pieces, or you like to mix what we have here.
Right. Or do you want to keep Zion?
Exactly.
I mean, give him the choice.
Right.
And I got to admit, I don't, you don't necessarily want players running the franchise, but this would be worth it.
You'd have to at least have their input. Not that you're saying your word goes. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to hear what you have to say on this. What would be, you think, better suited for us to win the Eastern Conference and then go to the NBA Finals and win a championship? Which guy you think
it
works
would
better
be a
with you?
risk? What I'm proposing to keep Zion will be a risk, a little, because you're right. We don't know exactly what he's going to be.
We've seen guys, and I'm not trying to put them on the bus list, but there have been a lot of guys who have been bust.
No question. But on the other flip side, Kyrie has obviously had injuries, his share. AD always has nagging injuries. A hammy, a quad, a back.
If you had toothpicks for legs, you would have nagging injuries.
That's
too.
real. That's real. But it could. I'm telling you, Rob. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking Zion could get me 20 off the ball. Kyrie throwing him great alley-oops. KD being double teamed. Kyrie being double teamed and kicking the Zion. Like, man, and don't talk about the excitement factor. Because, remember even the Lakers with Shaq, Kobe, and Glenn Rice. Now, they won the championship, but Glenn Rice was so unhappy with his role that he left. He demanded a trade even after they won the championship.
Yeah, no, he didn't like it. And
it's tough. Somebody going to have to step back. That's all I'm saying.
And Glenn Rice, you remember, he was a prolific scorer.
Can you imagine him in today's game?
No, I know. He would be unbelievable.
He would have been a bigger star. He was a multiple-time All-Star, but he would have been a bigger star. All right, we got a few calls. Let's go to Alan in Maine. Alan, you're on with the Odd Couple, Chris and Rob.
What's up, fellas?
What's
How you doing?
Hey, so we're talking a lot.
Just to let you know, we got love for Maine.
We do.
Spread the word up there.
Hey, Maine's great, but it's cold. It's really, really cold right now. But this is the thing. I mean, I watched Kyrie a lot. Since he came from the Celtics. And believe it or not, I liked Kyrie more as a Celtics fan when he played for Cleveland. Here's the deal. You're going to put Kyrie Irving and you're going to put Kevin Durant together on a team. Two of the guys with the worst attitudes in the game. I mean, they're kind of like the same guy. And the only reason that KD's been able to survive is because Steph and Clay, they don't dominate. They're not.
They don't dominate the ball.
Hey,
right.
Alan.
Said that.
Hold on 1 second. Is this microphone on? Are you hearing the show good over there in Maine? Let me tell you something. The Knicks have won no championship since 1973, and trust me, if they have a chance to get those two guys, I don't care about the attitude. I don't care about any of that stuff. They will put those guys together. You know that, Alan.
I don't think KD. I mean, look, do they have the greatest? Are they Steph and Tim Duncan? No,
they're ballers.
But what I would worry, I don't even say worry. It wouldn't stop me from signing them. If I'm those two players, let me put it that way, particularly KD. What I would be concerned about, and keep Alan on the line, I want to hear his view. They are so sensitive. I mean, Rob, you've named Durant the
most sensitive of all time.
You know what New York is like. You were part of New York media. I was a part of New York media.
We both wrote for newspapers there.
If you have rabbit ears in New York, you could be in trouble.
No, there's no doubt about that.
That would be my concern.
He would have to change his a little bit.
Yeah.
But Kevin Durant, he could not function with James Harden. He could not function.
They went to the finals.
Right.
But they couldn't function together. I don't care if they went to the finals.
They couldn't function together?
Wait a minute, Alan.
They broke up.
Harden left because they wouldn't pay him the max.
Exactly.
But
it wasn't because he didn't want to play with Durant and Russ.
They went to the finals. They had a great run to the finals.
They were kids.
They won game one against Cleveland. Miami. There was a bad call at the end of game two, right?
And they were kids.
They
were kids.
They were kids, and they got there.
Let's go to Daryl in North Carolina. Daryl, you're on with Chris and Rob.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
We're doing great.
Man?
I was just agreeing with Chris that if the New York Knicks were to get Kevin Durant and to get Kyrie Irving and to get that number one pick, they should keep Zion.
Why
that
do you
would be a great mentoring stage for him as well, learning from two greats like Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
I don't know about. Thank you, Daryl. The mentoring thing. I'm sorry. The Knicks haven't won anything in 40
they're
years.
not going to be focused
They're not trying
on
to do all that.
Now, if it comes, it'll come
if it
naturally.
happens, right.
But
they're not looking at it like, oh, yeah, let's get him and then we'll bring him along.
That's not going to be the focus.
Well, let's see. We're going to bring him along or do we add AD and win tomorrow?
Right.
Which one do you want?
That's not going to be – you're right. That's not going to be the focus. Let's go to Jordan in Seattle. Jordan, you're on with the Odd Couple.
Gentlemen, we're becoming fast friends.
What's happening?
What's happening? Well, first of all, I got 3 quick bullet points for you, and I'll let you guys go and run with it. But I think Zion is I'm not sold on him yet. I think he's a glorified Zach Randolph, to be honest with you.
Well, Zach wasn't athletic, though.
But Zach put up
he
numbers,
looks
though.
like Zach. He looks like Zach.
Zach put up big numbers and got paid.
No, Zach was a really good player, but I don't see the styles. I think the styles are like
And I think if you push your finger in Zach's stomach, it was a little different.
Right. But go ahead, Jordan.
What's wrong with Zach's game? I take him on my team all day long, but I don't think he's going to be a franchise safety, player. I just don't. And I got a quick, since you're having Eddie House on later, I got a quick Eddie House story. So I was a pretty decent point guard in my day in that age group. So Eddie, there's only 3 guys that I couldn't deal with on the West Coast, and it was Jason Terry, Eddie House, and actually your boy Doug Gottlieb.
Oh.
I could lay off Gottlieb because he had no J. It was broke.
He couldn't shoot.
Even back then, because
he always said that he couldn't shoot
in college. He told me he was a really good shooter in high school. He told me
he couldn't shoot in college.
He couldn't shoot at all.